Welcome to my channel, AI Basics with AK. Let's revisit what we have learned so far. In our first video, we delved into the fundamental distinctions between human intelligence and machine intelligence. In the second installment, we have learned that it is not man versus machine, but it is man and machine. In our third video, we have ventured into the landscape of AI, and we also understood the diverse skill sets that are needed, from data engineering skills to data science skills to business analyst or a consultant skill. And in the fourth video, we explored the breadth of analytics domain across different functions and across different domains. And further, we learned the importance of being a data analyst before becoming a data scientist, because we have to use the company's data to bring more value-added data-driven decision making. In this video, let us explore the detailed breadth of use cases for one specific domain. For this video, I'm sticking to retail domain. Let's get into it. So let's understand retail store in a simple way. Assume this is a retail store. Now, for a retail store has so many goods, right? So we have to buy it from somewhere else. Say, assume from a manufacturer. Post we buying it out, we have to move these goods, right? And once we have these goods, we have to sell them off. Majorly, there are three major activities. One is buying, moving or movement, and selling. You have to buy the store goods, you have to move it to your retail store, and then from there you have to sell it off. If you understand these basic broad operations, now there are different use cases that has popped up in analytics. If you want to buy something, certainly, right, you want to know whether you can sell it off. Am I right? So you have to have a basic algorithms, which we call it as demand forecasting. Similarly, if you buy something, we cannot ultimately buy something because it is going to sell somewhere else. So we have to optimize our shelf space, which we call it as in tandem. One is inventory allocation, because you have to allocate your inventory to that retail store where it is gonna sell, and you have to do your space optimization. After this, now you know that a certain goods, maybe a fast moving goods, and manufacturer also knows that these are the fast moving goods. Maybe you will not get good margin. There might be a slow moving goods. Maybe you can bargain for a margin such that you can increase your profit margin. So this, a fourth, which is most important, is called as a pricing optimization, which is a biggest subject, okay, for a marketers to negotiate with their vendors. Now we have decided what to have to buy from the manufacturers. Now we have to move it. Say, for example, if we have a centralized DC warehouse, there itself, if DC also has a distribution center also has a space constraint, right? So there also we have to do some forecasting. So DC volume forecasting we have to do, right? And we have to move the goods from one place to another, and we have to ensure that we reduce or do it at a minimal cost. So that's where we call it as a route optimization, such that delivery person will not take a round route. Maybe he just goes to the route which is designed to it. Now these are the major ones in terms of movement. Now if you want to go into the selling part of it. The major, if you want to sell to a person, so we want to personalize those recommendations, right? Personalization and recommendations to a particular person. And maybe we want to do some campaigning, which we call it as a campaign analytics. And which is, and the subpart to it is actually a propensity modeling. And if we have multiple media channels like SMS, broadcast medium, paper ads, and then you have something like an calling, outbound calling, etc., you have to do that mix. Okay, which mix works for your which segment of your customers. So that is called as your market mix modeling. And if you have certain loyal customers and you want to ensure that these loyal customers stays with you, so this is called as an loyalty analytics. And a subpart to it is your attrition, customer attrition modeling. So traditionally, if I feel most of you would have heard this part of it, because this brings revenue to the store. And this is a compulsion. If you want to run a retail store, you cannot keep your retail store empty. But however, if you want to optimize those costs, that means if you want to reduce this costs, that where it becomes more benefit. Both are equally important for a business. You increase the revenue and you decrease the cost. These are two fundamental parameters, like we have learned in our previous videos, like because profit is nothing but your revenue minus cost. If you are just increasing your revenue as well as your cost, we are not making a net profit. So you have to increase your revenue and decrease your cost. Having this background, let's finally dwell into the data driven decision making piece. Like if you want to make an data driven decision making, you need to have 4 set of skills that we have already seen it out, but I'm just detailing it out for a person very clearly. If you want to become a data driven decision making person, first you need to fundamentally have your business understanding, like simply how we have explored here, like buying, moving and selling. You have to understand the basic businesses and you have to be very curious to learn more about business operations. The second thing is about, okay, once you understand the business, there might be some problems or there might be basic MISs you would like to, you have to learn about it. And then you have to tell a story that, okay, that's where something is going, somewhere it's going wrong. So that's how you deal about storytelling. So this is a most important aspect as well, that you have to tell your story. So what kind of tools you might be using it out here? The regular BI tools. It can be Tableau, it can be Power BI, it can be anything else. The most important aspect of the core data science, we call it as, is the programming skills, like R, Python, SQL, etc. Because you have to extract data and you have to create some models that we have discussed above. And finally, there are core technical skills that you use R and Python, and on top of that you use machine learning or statistical modeling or operational modeling to do those optimizations, to do those modelings, etc. So fundamentally, we have to have a business context. We should be able to tell in the story format. You need to have a programming skill set and you should be having a technical skill set as well. All these thing makes you a data driven decision scientist. That's it for today. I hope you found this video very interesting. If you love it, please do remember to subscribe, share, and leave your valuable comments so that I can learn from your comments as well. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.